This video, yeah. So join me. Like, if you want to make your cleaning mindful, you're gonna want it to be, you know, if you want your cleaning process to be mindful, you're gonna want to focus. And you're like, sure, yeah, I am, sure. It really is. Wow. I'm gonna ask you a question and I want you to answer honestly to yourself, not to me because I won't know the answer anyways if your answer anyways. How often do you clean your space? Like wherever you live or wherever you spend most of your time, your office or your gaming room or whatever it is, wherever you spend most of your time, how often do you clean it? And, you know, what is it, like once a day, once every 3 days, once a week, once a month, once every 2 weeks, once every 2 months, once whenever it feels like it's dirty? And there are definitely people out there who are like, well, I clean my room every week. And if that's you, great. You probably don't need to watch this video. But this might also be more of a reason to watch the video because you already clean your room and you're like, oh, well, if I'm already cleaning it so much, maybe I should do something to make it better for me. But for most of us, the answer is probably not often enough. And even when it's not often enough, it still feels like a chore that you have to do all the time. So, why is that important? Well, in this video, I'm going to talk about why cleaning is good for you, both mentally and obviously health-wise because your place is cleaner, duh. But why it's good for you mentally and what you can do to make your cleaning more mindful. Hello, my name is Anu and I'm not going to beat around the bush. Let's get straight into it because I'm really trying not to take up too much of your time with this. But why are we going to make our cleaning mindful and how? But even before I get into that, you're going to be like, whoa, Anu, cleaning, is it mindful? How do we know? And the quick answer to that is yes, it can be. And the reason is anything you can put your focus into or your attention into or your observation into can be mindful. And if you want to understand how that works, you're probably going to have to check out some of my previous videos because they explain it anyways and I don't want to do it again. They're probably like here or here maybe. Alright, getting back onto the point of the video. How are we going to make our cleaning process mindful? And well, a lot of this might be a repeat from stuff I've said before on other topics, but some of it might be specific to cleaning, so we'll go over the general stuff real quickly and before we get into kind of like the specific stuff. But in general, if you want your cleaning process to be mindful, you're going to want to have no distractions. Basically nothing, like not even music.
No, God! No! God, please, no!
Now, I love having music, and sometimes it is great to have music, but you're not being mindful at that point, and that's because you're putting words, thoughts, lyrics, sounds into your head that don't necessarily occur naturally, and that will change the way you think and the thoughts that come up. So you're not really clearing your mind, you're kind of putting stuff in there. The second one would be to kind of focus on what you're doing, and that's specifically if you're trying to focus on it. Now, like, you can do cleaning two ways, I guess. If you want to be mindful, you could focus very deeply on you cleaning whatever it is you're cleaning, like your table or whatever. Or the other one would be, okay, you're just cleaning, you're not there, you're just observing what's happening. Not what's happening because you're doing it, but what's happening and what's being cleaned, and you're not really thinking, which I'm really good at apparently. But that would be kind of like the general tips, and that applies to a lot of things. But what about like cleaning specifically? How do we make our cleaning specifically more mindful that I guess you wouldn't do for other things? Let's talk about the first specific tip to making your cleaning mindful, and it really is just taking your time to do it. Now, this isn't really a luxury that you'd get for most other activities, and what I mean by this is like when you're cooking, it will take a certain amount of time to cook something. You can prolong it a little, but it takes a certain amount of time to make a certain meal. So you don't want to burn your food, so you can't do it too much. Let's take, for example, if you're practicing a skill or whatever and you're trying to make it mindful or you're meditating, you're going to allocate time for it, but you might have like, you know, you need to do a certain amount in a certain amount. Like let's say you're exercising. you know, and let's say you make it super mindful, but you know, in order to actually get the benefits of the exercise, you might need to have reps with a certain amount of break, and then, you know, you're kind of rushing to get your things done, but you're not rushing, it's just you don't have the time to take your time, because then your gains are worse. Same with like walking and like gardening. Yes, you can take your time with those, but if you live in a country like Ireland, the weather can change in about 10 minutes, and then you're kind of like, oh well, so much for prolonging it, now it's all over. And with cleaning, like, it's indoors first of all, for the most part. You can do it outdoors too, feel free to, but it will to an extent be able to be prolonged. So if you'll already have time allocated to clean, and you can just give it a little more time, because if there's one thing that will stop you from being mindful while you're cleaning, it is rushing to get everything done. Now, that's fine if you need to rush to get everything done and clean if you only have 2 hours, but make it a regular thing of doing it, of cleaning, because then as you keep going, you're going to get more and more used to cleaning, and you'll know your process is quicker, and you'll just get up into it and go and clean everything, and you won't have to think about it. And that's when it becomes mindful, because you don't have to think about it, but you're also getting everything done within a certain time. How did I spend 2 minutes talking about that? Like, what? Huh? Alright, so the next specific tip, I guess, is that you should note the difference. Take a step back, look at the difference, and be like, wow, like a few minutes ago there was crumbs on this table, now it's wiped, and it looks so much cleaner or shinier or sparkly or whatever you want to do. And I guess one thing that might help with this is recording yourself cleaning somehow, because like we all know how satisfying it is to see some of those cleaning videos on TikTok or Instagram or wherever you see them.
Okay.
But you can make them for yourself, and you don't necessarily have to share them, but you'll have them for yourself. And if you make the videos and they're really satisfying and you can watch them again and again, well, then you're gonna like be happy about making the videos or cleaning, and you're gonna want to do it more, and then all of a sudden your place will always be clean, and you won't have to worry about, you know, oh, it's a chore, I have to go do this. So yeah, take a step back, notice the difference, be happy about the change, and you know, be happy about it, kind of. And the third specific one is also one that I said was a general one, which was to focus on whatever you want, but it is specific to cleaning in the sense that you can focus on the cleaning that you're doing. Now, obviously, while you're cleaning, you can focus on your breathing, you can focus on your thoughts or your feelings, but you can also just focus on what you're cleaning and how to make it as clean as possible. To a certain extent, obviously, but just focusing on the act of cleaning and noticing the difference while you're cleaning, rather than having to take a step back and being like, oh wow, like this was so dirty, now it's clean. You can be like, wow, look, I'm wiping this and it's becoming cleaner. In the moment, being in the moment, being mindful of being in the moment. I probably said too much words about that, but I didn't really need to. So there are your few tips to making your cleaning more mindful, and there aren't really like tips or like hacks that like they're definitely gonna make you mindful, but it's kind of like a mindset that you can go in to cleaning with that will hopefully increase the chance that you're being mindful while you're cleaning. Bear in mind, most of it is untested, there's no science behind it, but from doing cleaning a lot and focusing on it while I've been doing it, I've noticed that it's helped me to be mindful. I think it will help you too. Give it a try, and then let me know if it works or not. But I also wanted to talk about living in a clean environment is good for you. And so you should be cleaning more regardless of whether you're being mindful or not about it. You know, doing cleaning regularly is good for you because living in a clean environment is good for your health. I don't need to give you any research or science behind that because that should be general knowledge, I think. But it's also good for your mental health, and you know, maybe a lot of people don't know that, and you might be like, okay, I know, cool, like that doesn't matter. But it does, okay, because it is good for your mental health and it can help you. And this is how. So living in a clean environment can help reduce psychological distress, it can improve your mental well-being, it can improve your moral judgment, and it can improve your self-worth. Great, right? And also, did you know living in a dirty place can cause stress? Well, it can. And it's good to know this stuff so that you don't, you know, you can help yourself, basically. I'm actually so tired. Oh my god. Alright. Anyways, that was it for this video. Hopefully I inspired you to go pick up your brooms and your mops and go clean something. Like, I don't know, maybe just like a table. Hopefully. But that's pretty much all for this video. If it was helpful, please leave a like on the video. If it wasn't helpful, please comment down below so that I know what wasn't helpful. And I guess, yeah, like, any thoughts? Let me know. Do you agree? Do you disagree? This is part 6 of, I don't know how, like 10 parts, I think. So, like, if you want to check out the other parts, feel free to. They'll be linked here. But thank you for joining me, and I guess I will see you in the next one, if you're there. Let's go make these B-rolls because I'm so not arsed to do this. Oh my god.